Welcome back, 5 Aces.
Battle control initialized.
Hey people, 5 Aces here, and RAGL Season 10 has officially commenced. About a month ago. This is Masters League after all. You wanna take a wild guess how many games have been played out so far at the time of this recording? 1. You wanted me you wanted to infer from me pluralizing the word games that there was more than one game? Hell no. Well, there's been one series so far. It is gonna be played out between, as I predicted last week, in the bottom side, spawning in the south as Russia, it is gonna be the GOAT winner of Season 9. And he is gonna, he's gonna stand to prove himself here once again. Because as is true with all RAGL seasons, there's always a winner in consecutive order, the same winner in consecutive order for 2 seasons, and after that they drop off the face of the earth. It used to be used to be an absolutely strict rule. Let's see if Goat can prove himself and prove this rule by extension. Okay, trying to snipe the engineer, and his opponent is none other than Round Earther, aka Clockwork, aka Happy. Oh, he's highly decorated already. Sweet. Alright, so as evidenced by those trophies here, both players are very highly decorated, seasoned veterans at the game. And Happy, come on, Round Earther. We all know that the Earth is just a holographic projection. And if anyone ever finds the switch to turn it off, we're all gone, you know. It's just common knowledge, you know. It's actually quite a fun challenge. Try finding the most out there conspiracy theory. Ooh, he's trying to circumnavigate this army with 3 control groups at once, pushing forward into the heart of Happy's forces. Yeah, has been quite successful at cleaning up. However, he doesn't want to linger here because the oil derrick provides vision. Gets more and more snipes though. Pretty good from Goat, making the best, playing from behind, and just going for a nice concave and banking on the fact that Happy has sent most of his army up north to help with the capture. And conversely, due to the pressure that's been piled on, Goat was free to take his oil derrick pretty much for free. Didn't have to send any forces in conjunction with the engineer. That is just psychology 101, pressure play. Happy's going for a light tank. I'm not expecting a mass light tank rush out of Happy anytime soon. He's not that type of player. He's the type of player who plays standard in terms of the macro and in terms of his build order, but someone who is very much about flanking and finding vulnerable positions and exploiting them. He's got very good scouting as well, and he's very good at just bringing his army into position without your opponent knowing. Little wind-up toy tank is going on a scavenger hunt. Not gonna find much. Maybe run into the engineer. No. Okay. Decides against it, and just 1 APC out of Goat. Might be an interesting line of play to load it up with rockets. Leaves you vulnerable with your army out on the field, but I still like that. To do that every now and then to throw your opponent off guard. To be fair, this map would actually favor that. I don't think anyone is ever going to defend this flank heavily. Those tiles slow down any army movements, but an APC can get in and out relatively unscathed, and you typically don't have much build radius here, maybe up to here. So, yeah, it's always worth considering at least. Double ref has been called for both players, obviously, because this map is relatively set in stone in terms of the build order. I wouldn't want to rush a war factory on a map that has spawns relatively close. Almost hitting the engineer, almost finding him, sniffing him out, but he's gonna meet his demise at the edge of the vision cone of the rifleman here. Good night, sweet prince. It's always a gamble. I rather like having the engineer on standby. This is also something that is underutilized and undervalued by many players. Having it in your main base, just having it for emergency repairs. If your opponent is trying to snipe your MCV, your tech structure, just send him in for emergency repairs. It's a very good use of your engineer. 500 buckaroos that you already have invested in the early game. Yeah. Sometimes I like that more than going for a blind capture attempt. The army positioning for Happy is kind of weird. Some of his forces are situated behind those tree lines, so he doesn't have a full concave. sees the construction yard move out, and he's going to be quite happy about that, because that means that there's not going to be much pressure on his expansion for the time being, because there might have as well have been a northbound move out from Goat, but no, that's not the case here. Yeah, so nice little challenge. Find the most out there conspiracy theory and see how far people are willing to push that one, push the narrative. The tank going down immediately. Not the greatest start. Maybe time to push in with the APC, get some crushes done. No, shaves off some infantry, and then the stragglers are going to be left behind. Oh, he's fighting into the oil derrick. That's going to be a costly explosion. Happy, it's not going Happy's way at all for the time being. And Goat is pushing forward relentlessly. Half the army has been lost, and Goat is very good at recognizing when to take a fight and when to retreat. That was phenomenal. That should net him a massive year. Look at how much Happy lost, and Goat didn't lose anything there. Just 1 or 2 units that dropped. So he's gonna be basically an entire army up on Happy. And with the addition of so many rockets, oh, this is a scary army. He hasn't taken his hospital. Cardinal sin there, especially as Soviets. To be fair, Happy's not going for any medics either. Okay, the flank has been revealed both sides. Nice concave. Goat going for some great formations, and he's also sending 2 tanks in. This expansion has not yet been claimed. Unlucky. Sending them back immediately. One of the tanks was split off into the main base that decides against it for now. This would honestly already be good enough of a position for me to rush a radar, but Goat is clearly thinking otherwise. His game plan for now involves just a next refinery. Another one! Another one! I mean, he's an AoE player. What do you expect? Like, how many workers do you have in an average AoE game? 20, 30? At least, right? So, the AoE life is catching up with him. Not enough workers just yet. Needs to send more to gold and fewer to wood, I guess. Yeah, very wide defensive lines. Radar Dome has not yet been procured, which is curious. This would have definitely struck me as a timing to rush to build a radar now. It's not rush anymore, it's at 8 minutes deep. And again, Goat is finding great engagements, despite this one being halted, sending more of his forces up north. He's gonna push onto the main base of Happy, who is, by the way, not up to 2 war factories yet. He's building a 2nd war factory, but usually around that time in the game, it's Happy having at least 2 war factories, if not 3. Saving the harvesters, but he's gonna lose at least lose the refinery. That's gonna mean long distance mining for the time being. Closing the pocket, okay. The armies are converging, but there is not enough. Nah, you don't want to fight into this. You don't want to try and reach against 4 pillboxes. That's the Happy wall rattling away at the tanks, fortunately. Yeah, that could have gone so much worse. You don't want to fight into the Happy wall, ever, period. That's just all there's to it. Flame Tower on defensive duty. Goat is definitely now a refinery behind, so he needs to do something about that, remedy this situation. Ooh, Happy is trying to push. I'm not sure about that one. But Goat has committed some of his forces, splitting them off, trying to go for a wide flank. Could go either one of 2 ways. Army's converging again. Still no build radius. Oh, and he's blocking himself. Yikes, that is a little yikes moment for Happy. Could have had a pillbox ready by now, but with his position being compromised, he decides to put the tail between his legs and run. So this pillbox is now way more defensive than he would have liked. Oh, good lord. This harvester went into the void. More pillboxes are gonna start appearing. There's a Tesla coil, but it's not in range of anything. So yeah, that's kind of awkward, isn't it? Nice little standoff. Mexican standoff. On the left-hand side. By the way, shout out to this hospital still being alive. And also shout out to the new civilian color mapping. Those they come in different shapes, sizes, and colors now. More than they used to. Which has been implemented thanks to the source code from EA. Okay. Happy is being pushed back, has to abandon this position. And the Harvester was lost, yeah. Happy is still on tier 1.5 and Goat is already... No, wait. Nah, I misread that. Goat is also on tier 1.5. Oh, wow. Okay, those tanks have been putting the hurt on. No brakes here. Tanks going in onto the eco lines. Ouch. This is gonna sting. It's gonna transfer the harvesters up north, I guess. It's looking very good for Goat. Happy is under the weather, and his pillbox wall did not save him from the flank. Speaking of flanks, there's another one. Oh yes, that's exactly what I'm talking about. That's so much value. That is cheaper than repairing it even. Yeah, civilian color mapping, so they now come in many more different flavors. It's like M&Ms. Good lord. How do you push past Happy's wall? The Maginot line is just a default setting for him. I remember when macros were not outlawed just yet, and Happy was using them. He would queue up 400 pillboxes in the first couple minutes of the game, and then go from there. So his APM would always spike up to 300 or 400 in the first couple seconds, or as soon as he built the barracks, and thus had access to pillboxes. That is no longer the case because macros have long since been outlawed, but it always used to be interesting, and pillboxes used to be much stronger because they used to vet up very quickly. Oh no! Frontline War Factory is falling. Production lines are disrupted. On the other side, still a flank in the makings. It's looking so good for Goat. All he needs to do now, compound his armies, find 1 or 2 more eco snipes, take up, yep, 2 out of 3. Ticking 2 out of 3 boxes for now. Yeah, that's it for Happy. His wall of pillboxes is towards the front end. Whoa. That could have gone worse. This MCV could have been dead. Very much so. Yeah. Just consolidate your forces and take the win from there. Good night, MCV. Oh! GG. Wow. Spectacular game 1. And it was really Happy putting on the pressure earlier. And then that nice little 3-prong move from Goat won the early game back for him in his favor. Really, really well played. And just showing again how Goat is on top right now. He is on fire. Alright. I'm hyped for Season 10. Let's dive into Game 2.
Battle control terminated. Battle control initialized.
Annihilate is the name of the game here. Name of the map at least. And France for Goat. I think he's randoming every single time. And Germany for Happy. It's pretty much his comfort pick, so I'd wager maybe he picked it. And that's gonna be a double refinery if I'm gonna be correct in my estimations. Alright, Annihilate. Yeah, what is there to say about the map? It is a vanilla map, in my opinion. Nothing too outlandish or crazy. This expansion in the ravine, though, can be hard to get your army in position. Like, this ridge is working against the defending player. That usually serves as a reinforcement route for the defender. So you kind of negate some of the defender's advantage by having your entire army squeeze through this single tile to get to your main base, while your opponent can just camp it. So definitely that's a little caveat. But other than that, stock standard. Double refinery for both. Yep, called it. Not that hard to call. This is OpenRA in Season 10 after all. And War Factory rushes are viable only if only under very specific circumstances and conditions. Only if the rush distance isn't short enough for an all-out grand rush or whatever. And sometimes you can get rushed anyway. Yeah, like Pit Fight would be a prime example. Would be a map where you would get away with a War Factory rush. But on these maps against these aggressive players, nah. Hell no. So, very defensive position from Round Earther. Can't get over this name, sorry. No losses being taken just yet. Gives us a bit more time to reflect. Also something I want to mention, while we're in the calmer phases of the game, in the calm of the storm, is that EA have been super helpful in with their basically allowing OpenRA to exist. Ooh, the engineer going down immediately. That's a nice little win for Goat. And yeah, big shout out to Jim Vesela, the community manager, who has single-handedly advocated for OpenRA being allowed to use the remaster assets. So that is something that is going to be implemented not in the near future, I guess, because there are still some technical hurdles, but in the future. Let's put it at that. Can the medics hold the line? I don't think so. Too many rifles on the dance floor. Dance floor is being flooded with bullets. Oh, whoa! What? Happy decides against this freebie? This was such a juicy snipe. Light tank has to do some heavy lifting. Do some 52 pickup. Man, this is woefully inefficient. Oh, gets at least one crush now. Rip. That light tank's usefulness has kind of tapered off after the first burst. LT versus LT action, it's finally happening. Yeah! Good old wind-up toys. I don't think Happy has enough here to defend, does he? Okay, but Goat doesn't want to be too aggressive either. So both just compounding forces. Oh, and the light tank ranger combo. That's so much more lethal now, because you get the added line of sight bonus. That is the 400 IQ play, definitely. That is really worth it, because you can snipe from outside of range. Just sit back, and considering that Happy did forfeit his medics... Oh no! Zook shot just barely doesn't track far enough. Oh, he's pulling a harvester! Okay, that was definitely not a misclick, that was definitely intentional. Wow. What an aggressive move out! Might be worth it. And I don't think Goat has enough to stop it for now. Smart play. Can't out-heal the crush, my friend. Oh, the light tank is so low, but it stays alive. No way. Happy. Damn, son. That was some serious... that was a serious gambit, but it paid off. Even with all the mining time lost, it just translates into him having an early expansion out, like having an early eco slide anyway. Pretty cool play. Really commendable, and that is gonna net him a combat win. Yeah, 4.7k over 2k. Decent, decent. So he's gonna be able to push out with his first medium tank, which has come way earlier. So he went medium tank first and then an MCV. More of an aggressive pushing build, rather than what Goat did. I mean, Goat also built a Ranger, so there is that. First medium is now out for Goat here as well. Should snipe the Ulderic. Ulderic would be a freebie. Eco slide has already happened. Both players. Yep. Both on point with their macro timings and transitions. Goat still has a little eco advantage with his one Derrick. Oh, okay, Ranger goes down. Too many rifles. There's been a crush somewhere here. My eyes have not deceived me. I heard the distinct sound of a crush. Crushing the hopes, dreams, and aspirations of a lonesome... It's not a GI, I guess, because the Americans were not involved in this conflict. This was a European conflict in Red Alert 1. until it started getting crazy with Red Alert 2, and the Americans were like, hell yeah, let me get some of that. Let's send some paratroopers over. And obviously the Soviet Union attacked the Statue of Liberty with, you know, good old historical events, like the Statue of Liberty being besieged by dreadnoughts, which is very feasible. I love how no one had heard that entire army coming across the entire Atlantic. Alright. Turret as well, so Happy's mixing it up. That is already a deviation from the Happy build. Not something you would see every day. Ah, let's go, sorry. Happy is trying to push in. More turrets. Okay, Goat is definitely... His defensive lines are more geared towards fending off armor, which makes sense. What to go for now? The Conyard is a prime target. I really love the inclusion of the turret, okay? Happy already forced to yield. The turret definitely breaking the bunker lines a bit faster than Happy had anticipated. Should now... Come on, snipe the Derek, it's so free. Just a 2-second detour. Happy going for a wide flank. Might run into the eco line. Splits off one tank, I love that. Split off that single tank. Oh, still in range. Ouch. 2 rockets down. And the barracks line of sight reveals. The army move out, and thus the ore trucks are moving on. He needs to commit to killing the ore refinery at that point. Yeah, it's gonna get collapsed on anyway. Might as well make the best out of it. Oh, that is an expensive loss. For just one refinery, and all the harvesters are staying alive. Q staying alive by... Who was that? God damn it. It's been ages ago. Okay, he's sniping it up. Oh. Not committing to the refinery. That's bad. That is bad for Happy. On the left-hand side, though, finally he's gotten an army into position, and he's gonna net him a harvester kill as a result. So the pressure is on. The question is, after all that aggression has been halted, is there still gonna be enough left to fend off Goat's army? Man, I really, like, he is targeting the eco hardcore. He's ignoring the entire army. So far, it's been kind of working. Goat is broke. Happy floating 5k. Harvesters relatively even. Happy pillbox lines are coming online. Okay. Big commitment here with 6 mediums, but I think mediums just aren't durable enough. If he doesn't connect here, all the wreckages are blocking. Yep, that's exactly the risk you run into when you're playing too many tanks. The husks are gonna tangle each other up, and at the end of the day, that's gonna be a brutal and cost-efficient trade for Happy, because all the tank lines went down, and now it's only infantry surviving. Okay, gets a harvester on the way out. Yeah, starting to look up for Happy. Goat still broke, and the assets, okay, the assets are in favor of Goat, but it's more offensive than defensive. Huh. There's a big flank. Okay, big move out. Those players like going flank for flank, eye for an eye. And this is unprotected. Happy doesn't have this on the radar. Lucky the fences didn't get crushed. Happy is suspecting something, but he definitely doesn't have this on the radar. Nope. Oh no. Oh no. Hello. Hello there, General Kenobi. MCV is pulling back as well. Pillbox has been deployed, and the harvesters both get out alive, so it's not as bad as it could have been. Attacking onto the main base, man, this game is on a knife's edge. This is so even. Oh, undeploying, was that the right call? Happy is just going for the refinery again. He's also building a radar dome. Wow. What an aggressive slugfest from Happy. Not caring about unit preservation at all. But so far, yeah. What can I say? It has been working. Ooh. Here is another ore truck down. Good play from Goat. The GOAT. Definitely also finding value in his units. Oh, fighting into a fortified position, but the radar dome is out, providing some forward line of sight galore. Oh, the crushes! That was a fateful crush, if I've ever seen one. Crush of destiny. Still, Happy has enough. He is still pushing. Move command! He's not pushing forward at all. He's pushing him into the meat grinder is what he is. But he's got so many more tanks now. Oh my goodness, this is a back and forth. The sweep and reverse sweep. Combat tap, staunchly in favor of Goat. Economy tap, completely even despite all of that. Harvester down for Goat. I'm starting to cast it telegraph style because it's just too much to comment on for the time being. Rebuilding a Harvester, very good. So the macro is Happy not dropping the ball with the macro. He is completely in control, but he needs to fend off this one push and then he can leverage his tech advantage. Going for Black Hawks is not viable against good opponents anymore. Because even if they have just rocket soldiers, even if their anti-air is not good, what you gonna do? At the end of the day, they're gonna fall out of the skies, regardless, because your opponent knows how to press the stop key. I feel this has fallen so out of the meta. Black Hawks are rarely seen anymore, and if they are, they're just not that efficient. Uh-oh. Artilleries are unprotected. This would be your defensive lines against infantry pushes. Is he pulling him apart? Okay, he's going for a Black Hawk. I don't know if that's the right call. Tja. Okay. That was an NG. An attempt at an NG. GOAT. Slowly pushing forward is Happy. So this army is definitely gonna be lost over time. And he managed to stave off the tanks. Yep, now with the line of sight from Black Hawk. Easy hold. Nice. Very well played. Needs to get his army back into position, but that's fine. And tech center for Goat. A risky play. His harvesters are back up to 9 though. Assets are even, maybe slightly favoring Happy for now. That's gonna change now that the tech center is out. And this is gonna clue Happy in though, because he's gonna see the timer. Longbows would go, well, a long way. Not gonna lie. In allies versus allies, it's just so important to have air control. Tanya's out as well. Okay, so you definitely need the Black Hawk in order to do anything even remotely useful. Is she? Where is she? Okay, here, that's a rally point here, but that's not where the army is. That's not where Tanya is. Is she somewhere in the middle here? Must be the case. I haven't spotted her just yet. 2 harvesters down, that's big. Absolutely massive. Finally going for the oil derrick, but that is a very, very late snipe. Tanya, here she is. He is France, so he could go for a phase transport. That would be a sweet play. I would definitely be in favor of putting her into a phase transport. Just wanted to realize how annoying Tanya is. Well, Tanya is strong. Don't get me wrong. Tanya is a good unit. But she is nowhere near as strong, I feel, as people are claiming she is. She can get sniped very easily via a multitude of ways. Wait, did that explosion just fizzle? Oh, of defensive counter Tanya. Pressing the go button. Happy is letting loose. Hell yeah. Is he doing it? Oh, nope. That's a longbow. That is a longbow. Oh no. Veteran C2 out for Tanya. Wow, what a hold. I thought that was a Black Hawk. This being a Black Hawk, it would have been a good defense. But no, not broken at all. Come on. Yeah, Tanya is strong, don't get me wrong. She is insane. But she can get sniped by a multitude of ways. Man, what a game. Game 2, they're definitely giving it their all. This is only the first game in RAGL this season. Happy GG is being called. Wow. So, this first series a very worthwhile opener to Season 10 and ends in a draw between Goat and Happy, who are definitely both title contenders. I am stoked that we're gonna have some RAGL Season 10 action finally. I hope this is a call to action for Masters, that the division is gonna spring into action all of a sudden, but realistically, come on. We still got a month or so, so now with a new setup, it just allows players to play their matches out whenever. So it just means that they're all gonna be played out in the last week, and I'm gonna be flooded with replays by then. And until then, I have to make do with ladder replays, but I think we'll find 1 or 2 matches here and there to cast. Alright, awesome opener. Tanya is strong. Tanya might get a burst delay nerf. I would actually be in favor of the one that just gives her 7 shots, or 8 shots, however many shots a Colt has. I'm not a weapons expert. Or maybe 6, I'm not sure. Wait, Dirty Harry, it was 6 shots, right? Yeah, 6. So just give her a burst of 6, or whatever, however large the magazine is, and then have her reload for a second or 2. That would be a very natural and fitting solution in my opinion. Right, thanks for watching, I'll see you next time. 5 aces, out.
Battle control terminated.